Okay, guys, I guess I'll let you look at me for a minute. This is story time with Granny Bev, and we're going to pick up a little bit where we left off so you can hear about the elephants. Okay? So, with that being said, Granny Bev, enlighten us with your story about what happened after you got pregnant and you moved. Where did you move and what did you experience?
Okay. Well, as I left off at the last story, I had gotten pregnant. We got to the point where we were separated. Couldn't get a divorce in Florida until the baby was born. So I moved to Bradenton, which is where my parents had moved to. They had a farm there, about 2.5 acres of land. And I was pregnant and moved there with my mom and dad, and Dad and I were building the house, and I went ahead and got a job, started working, and Dad was working and Mom was working, so they would pick me up from wherever I was working, and we'd drive home. And one night when we drove home, we were driving down our driveway, which was about half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile long. There happened to be this big thing next door on the property. And I looked over, and lo and behold, it was an elephant. And it was making its noise that elephants make. I can't make it for you.
The aruga noise
the
with their
aruga
trunk?
thing.
Aruga.
With
yeah.
the trunk, yeah.
Okay.
And I asked Dad about it, and I said, Dad, what is that really an elephant over there? And he said, yeah, it's really an elephant. And he said, sometimes we have other animals, but right now we have elephants.
Wait a minute. Sometimes you have other... This is at your neighbor's, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, at your neighbor's, you came home to... Oh, my. Okay.
Yes. As we're driving down the driveway on the right-hand side was our neighbor. And he had an elephant out there.
Oh,
and
my.
It was out in the yard, and it was doing its hood thing with the trunk and talking and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Just blew my mind totally. And come to find out, Frank, our next door neighbor, was with Ringling Burnham Bailey Circus.
Okay.
And what he would do is he would take either the retired animals or the sick animals from the circus, which was actually stationed in Sarasota, which was just south of Bradenton.
Oh, so not far from you.
No, maybe about a half an hour away. And he'd bring them to the farm, his place, and he would either nurse them back or keep them until they went to their retired home, their forever home.
Oh, okay.
And he had all kinds of animals, but this particular time he had an elephant. Well, Dad and I had planted a garden. And
I'm going to try not to laugh through this because I know it's coming.
Yeah, you're going to laugh. But Dad and I had planted a garden, and what Frank would do, our next door neighbor, is he would load up the elephant's doodles.
I'm going to try and hold this still, too.
And he would put it in a wheelbarrow and bring it over, and Dad and I would spread it out in the garden.
For fertilizer. Oh, okay.
And I think that's how you and I got on this story in the beginning.
Was fertilizer, yes.
Right. And so one day, Frank, and the elephant, of course, was tamed. It was trained to the circus. So Frank got the little stick, or the big stick, and brought the elephant over to our property. And he walked the elephant in between. The elephant actually walked in between the plants. But as it was walking, it was pooping. It was doodling. So that Frank didn't have to bring the wheelbarrow because the elephant was doing it for him.
Okay, now I asked you this the first time we talked, and I hope everybody can hear this. But tell me again. So you had an elephant come over and poop in your garden to fertilize your crops.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought I heard.
Yes. And unfortunately, some of them were pretty big, and they would flatten the plants, and we'd have to spread them out with the rake.
Okay.
But yeah, the elephant would come over and poop in between the rows and fertilize our garden, and it grew pretty darn good with the elephant's doodles.
Organic fertilizer.
Yes.
So are elephants the only thing that you got to experience?
No, Frank also had snakes, which I never fortunately got to see. They were kept in the barn. And any of those kind of reptiles and stuff were kept in the barn in the darkness.
Okay.
But we did have a lion one couple times, and we had a tiger a couple of times.
Oh my.
And then we had a giraffe.
Oh my.
And the day I came home and saw the giraffe, it was huge. And it was sticking its neck over, and it was eating some of our orange tree, because we had an orange crop. Orange tree crop.
Okay. Yeah, because you were down towards the Florida area, yeah?
I was in Florida, in Bradenton, which is just south of Tampa and north of Sarasota. It's right in between Sarasota and Tampa on the west coast.
Okay.
So we had orange grove.
Oh, wow.
Along with our 2.5 acres of garden. And so the giraffe was sticking its head over, and I'm like, Dad, people are not ever going to believe me. They're going to say that I'm drunk from a skunk, and I have no clue what I was talking about. But is that a giraffe? And he said, that one's a giraffe. The other one was an elephant.
Oh.
So I never knew when we'd come home from work what we were going to have next door as far as an animal. And they would stay just long enough until they got their forever home. And then they'd either go to a farm where they raised it, or a zoo or something like that.
Okay.
So Frank was in charge of the animals. Connie, his wife, was a nurse. And so we knew them very well, and we were allowed to go over and pet the animals and talk with the animals and things like that. But also Frank would bring the animals over to doodle in our garden. So he didn't have to wheelbarrow it over.
Well, yeah, I imagine that would be quite a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, did you have anything else? Did you have any, like, monkeys, or what else do they have in a circus?
No, if he had monkeys, he had them inside.
Okay. Cool.
In cages.
Okay.
They were in the barn with the snakes and the other reptiles.
Temperature controlled.
Temperature controlled, correct.
All right.
The only thing that was out in the fenced area that was electrified, but in the fenced area, was either elephants, giraffes, tigers, lions. Oh my!
Yeah. Oh my. So you had quite an exciting surprise.
Every time we came home.
Every time you came home, it was like coming home to a surprise gift next door.
Yes.
Wow. Alrighty. Well, that's... I thought that was fascinating. It took me days to get over looking at you.
You still haven't gotten over it.
Yeah, it just fascinates me. And that's why I thought I could do this. I thought it would definitely cheer some people up, and we could learn more about how things went on back in the old days with, all of that. And this just happened to be one that really got my goat, and I thought I had to have you share this. So, we've got all kinds of people watching, which is awesome. Christina says, where did you get the elephant? The elephant was next door.
It was next door, but it was a Ringling Barnum Bailey circus elephant.
Okay.
That was either sick or retired.
Okay. She says, my dad put too much manure on our garden, one year, and it caught fire. Holy Hannah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We never had that problem.
No, that's good. Well, probably because it was a bigger animal.
It could be.
So,
I don't know.
all right. Well, thank you, Bev, for sharing your story. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Granny Bev's story time. And I hope to see you on the next video. Have a fantastic, wacky Wednesday. Happy Earth Day. And see you again.